Hello and welcome everyone. I am Shyam and welcome to this new video of management case study interview. In this video today, we are going to understand a new genre of case study, which is new market entry. Uh, so let us begin with first of all understanding what exactly is a new market entry. And imagine you are in a case study interview and you were told to launch a product in either your existing market or in a new country. It can be a new product or an existing product, and then you have to navigate in terms of does it make economic sense? Does it make operational sense for this company to launch this product and then provide suggestions and recommendations? So to navigate through that, you need to understand different frameworks and how to proceed, which type of questions to ask, and that is what we are going to cover in this new market entry content. Okay, so a market entry case, whether a new product launch, so can be of two types. So it's either a new product launch. Okay, yeah. So it can be either a new product launch or launch or entry into the new geography. So it can be of two types and is hinged. Um, so a market entry case is hinged on two basic questions. Is it worthwhile entering the market economically or strategically? So you have to think in terms of two things. Is it worthwhile to enter economically and strategically? And if yes, what is the best way to do it? So that is how you think in a market entry case. Uh, so what should be the initial set of questions? So you before going deep into navigating into markets and products, you need to first of all understand what is the company's objective and get into the mindset what the company is looking for so that you can provide a very personalized and implementable solution to them. So you have to first understand what is the company's objective to enter a particular market, get primitive understanding of the company. So what it does, what product to launch, previous history with launches in this company, and why this particular geography product launch. So you have to understand this perspective of the company in the initial part of the interview, the first part of the interview. Um, Important notes: if economic analysis. For market size, run the approach to the interviewer. For market share, always look for cues from interviewer and decide on the approach from the three mentioned. So we are gonna cover this in the later part of the theory of I'll explain what are the three types of approaches. And for market size, you always run either through bottom up or top down. We're gonna cover that also when we go through interviews one by one, where you see in live in action how the candidate is trying to navigate through it. But yeah, always you have to size the market to figure out how big the market is, and you have to find the market share to get a realist idea of how much market the company can capture if they launch this product. Um, and there is also feasibility study. So there is economic analysis. That means you think in terms of how much sense it makes money wise. And there is feasibility analysis in which you think in terms of how much possible, what is the chances that the company can actually launch it in ground. So clearly lay out a value chain and ask the interviewer where to focus. This is very important to think in a structured manner that you lay out a value chain and ask the interviewer where to focus rather than either not thinking structured and listing out things or not asking the interviewer while you proceed may also lead you to lose track. Value chain also I'll explain in some time. Pro potential problem risks in each bucket and provide potential solutions. So if you can proactively think of what could be potential problems and the as you go forward and then provide solutions to it, the interview might will know that you're thinking on a very deep level. Okay, so potential problems, risks, and provide potential solutions. Okay, so market entry. So market entry is divided into two parts. So first is economic analysis, and the second is feasibility, operational feasibility. In terms of operational feasibility will come in sometime. In terms of economic analysis, there are two parts. Market size is how big is the market where you're trying to launch something, and market share is how much market share can you capture from it. And then if you multiply that with the price of the product you're selling, and then you reduce the fixed cost, you figure out how much money you can make from that new market. For market size, it's to uh, figure out to solve from demand versus supply side. Uh, yeah, so if you figure out which side you want to solve for, whether you have to focus on the demand side or the supply side. And market share three ways. Ask the interviewer for expectation basis 4P analysis. So 4P is price, product, place, and promotion. So that is how you, if you, so either you can use a particular um, structure which you learn, or you can think on spot if that makes sense or not. So you have to take a call whether to use a framework which is already existing, or you have to think on spot. So the 4P is one of the framework which exist, which we're going to cover in interviews as we go along. Comparable from similar launches in different geography by the same company, how the company is launched similarly in different geographies. From there you can get an idea of how much market share the company can capture. And then third is comparable from similar expansions by competitors, domestic and global. So you look at other companies and then you figure out how much share the company can capture. Feasibility analysis, always set up value chain and analyze each bucket. Okay, so always for different industries, there are different value chains you can set up, and you will understand that as you go through interviews, which will be going in the coming videos. And there you understand how do you structure every company. But most importantly, you don't have to structure every company. You have to understand the category of the company in for example, two of the companies which are given are FMCG company and tech startup. So if you are a FMCG company and if you want to launch a new product in geography, how do you divide it? So first you see what are the regulatory barriers for that product. What how do you produce that good? How does the production supply chain looks like? What is the distribution network for the product? And then you do customers 4P acquisition to figure out how do you acquire customers. For a tech startup to launch a new product, you have to see the regulatory barriers, which technological platform to use, which how do you acquire new customers, and merchants supply acquisitions. So do you buy any local companies to help you uh, implement your idea, or launch your product. So these are different frameworks, and then you go deep in these frameworks to figure out what ex what exactly will the company be needing to launch this new product. Okay, so these are these are the three steps. Now we are gonna go from uh, new market entry theory at an overall level to approach on ground. How does it look like analyzing a new product launch in a new geography? So these are the three steps. So this is first one, this is second one, and this is third one. Okay. In the first one, this is how you proceed in an interview. Okay. So in the first one, you understand uh, for a new market, and you understand the company's vision, what is the company's goal, and what are the company's objective. So you have a framework to work, so mindset to work on. So this is what the company wants. And the second part is the analysis part. You analyze different categories. So firstly, you analyze the customer new market, then you analyze the product which the company wants to sell, then you analyze the company itself, and then you analyze the industry. So in customer of a new market where you're trying to sell a new product, you first segment the customers into different categories. Then you understand the needs of these categories. Then you profile the customer based on what would be best suited for you. And then you figure out what is the potential growth and initial size and potential growth of this category. And then you and then you calculate the total market share the company can capture from this category. In the second part, the product part, you uh, understand the customer's expectation, available products, and identify gaps of above two. So you understand three things: what are the customers looking for, what are the available products they have in the market, and how are they not satisfied with the product, and what can you launch which gonna help them fulfill their expectations. In the third part, you look at the company, basically your client, which is what are the product offerings your company has, what are the capital and what are the resources the company have in terms of capital, technology, and labor to launch this product so this is more in terms of feasibility for the company to launch this product. Then you understand the company's strength and strategic assessment. So you assess the company, what are the strong areas of the company and where it can, uh, focus on to exploit this power of there to launch this product and gain advantage over other company. And then you understand the market share of the company, which also gives you an idea of how much the company can become big in this new product they are trying to launch. And then lastly, you analyze the industry. In industry analysis, you see what are the competitors and what are their share. You do a SWOT analysis. You understand what is the barrier to entry in this industry, and then you estimate the market share for the company. Now, if you have analyzed everything and if you come to a conclusion that yes, you want to launch in this category, then you go to the third phase where you are providing suggestions on how to launch the product. And if you figure out from your analysis that it's not you cannot launch, it's not make doesn't make sense to launch for the company either economically or operational feasibility wise. So you can say it's not possible, but if it's possible, then you can do either three things. Either you start from scratch, building and launching that new product. Either you go for acquisition route where you acquire an existing company and then start uh, entry into that new market through that acquisition, or you go in joint ventures based on what is needed. You provide those solutions. Okay, let's move to framework. Framework summary, what we have understood by now. So understand the company's objective and expectations. What the company's objective and expectations are, that you do in the first part, uh, which is here. You understand the company's objective and expectations. Uh, then does it make business sense for them? Does it align with the overall firm strategy? So business sense and overall firm strategy. So basically in terms of economic and uh, operational sense, it does it align with them? Analyze the feasibility of market entry by considering four different buckets. Um, So this is what is the main second part of your interview. There you analyze the feasibility of market entry by considering four different buckets, which are customers of the new market, product, company, and industry. Then recommend whether they should enter or not. Okay, that's what is expected of you, I think. And if yes, how should they do it? That is the third part of the interview where how if they should enter, then how should they? So that is how you uh, proceed in a new market entry case study interview. Tips. Not every aspect of framework mentioned will be applicable to all cases. So this is very important because new market entry is such a volatile interview, that not in not every case you can just pick up a framework and apply to it, and you have to think on spot whether it makes sense to apply a framework, or you have to think on your feet how do you proceed in this case. So this is very important. Not at every framework you use can be applied to all the cases, but try to cover as much as you can so that you can get a good idea of the industry and the client's current status. It is very important to identify where the client would stand in the industry compared to the existing competitors, and what measures should be taken to mitigate competitive edge of incumbent. Okay, so yeah, I think it's self-explanatory that you need to understand what is the existing status of the client and where he stands before giving very wild suggestions. Um, obs okay, observations. Most of the time, interviewer will be satisfied if you analyze and suggest whether to enter or not, but it is always good to take an extra mile by giving a high level plan on how to enter the market and capture the market. Okay, so yeah, it will be he will be satisfied, but if you can go that extra mile to 1 second, yeah, to give a very high level plan of how to enter the market and capture the market, that would really give you brownie points, because it shows the interview that you cannot just plan, you know how to execute in a very structured manner. So let's go to the last part where you are launching a new product and what are the things you have to look for when you're launching a new product. So once you have given a recommendation that yes, the company should launch, and then you have to uh, devise or categorize things where the company should look into for launching. This is the part which comes up. In a new product entry case, the company is likely to aim for introducing a completely new product in the market or expand its existing product reach in the new geography. Okay, let me just underline things. So it's a new product entry case. The company is likely aiming for introducing a completely new product in the market or expand its existing products reach in new geography. Okay. An interview is expected to first align on the product's viability to succeed in the market, followed by identifying the correct price point and target market, and finally recommend levers that can drive the product success in the market. So what are you expected to do? Firstly, uh, align on product's viability. So first of all, we have figured out whether the product will succeed or not. Then you have to find out the correct price point at which you to sell the product, and then you have to understand what is the market's target market which the company can capture, and then what are the things company should look for which will drive the product success. So approach for this is, so there is a new product introduction. It's divided into three parts. It's initial investment, establish value chain, and profit and break-even point. Okay, let's start with initial investment. So initially, when you're launching a product, investment can be of three types, which is self-financed, debt financed, and equity financed. Pretty self-explanatory. Establish a value chain, which is production challenges, distribution challenges, and marketing challenges. So this is how this you go into these categories to understand what would be the challenges, and then the company will be prepared for anything which comes up for the new product launch. Profit and break-even point is how much new units sold, price per unit, variable cost per unit, and fixed cost, and that's why you calculate how much time it will take for company to reach a break-even point after the launch. Framework summary. Uh, a company can either introduce a product in the market, okay, where it has no presence, or can extend a product line in its current market. Launching a product in a market with no presence poses not only operational challenges, but viability of the product success in the market also needs to be explored. Expanding a product line from the current market may require looking into cannibalization while doing feasibility checks on the product in the market, and how the current value chain can be leveraged in making the product available to the customers. So, a couple of things to look for. So, when you're launching a new product, uh, launching a product in a market with no presence, uh, you not only pose operational challenges but also viability of the product success. Will the product succeed also or not in that market? But if you're extending a product line in your current market, you have to look into cannibalization, whether this product how this product is going to affect the sales of your other products, that is cannibalization. And and while doing so this is how you figure out cannibalization, by doing a feasibility check of product in the market, um, and how the current value chain can be leveraged. So you can look into how you can leverage your current value chain and provide a synergy effect to help launch this new product in the market. Tips: clarify objective, very important, which sounds very obvious, but most people don't do it, and then the interview becomes really sidetracked. Especially focus on areas of new product, especially focus on area of new product entry case. So if it's a new product entry case, clarify objective, and unless you don't proceed forward. New product entry cases might be involved multiple issues linked to it, and hence both depth and breadth needs to be covered for exhaustiveness. Okay. Questions, key questions. What is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of this new product introduction? Capture, increase market share, entry into the new business line, profits, build brand. So ask the interviewer why exactly is the client looking to launch this product? How big is the market for the product? Any barriers to entry? How does competitive landscape look like? Segments in target population, initial investment, expected payback period. Yeah, I think he's just in key questions. He's just, if you know the framework, you can just pick out key questions from the framework itself. What is the price at which the product can be introduced? So these are the kind of questions you need to understand when launching a new product. And don't worry if it was too much information at once. We are gonna do a lot of case study interviews of new market entry, and you'll understand everything as you uh, see how an interview proceeds and how these concepts are being used in interview. So do having this video and having a very structured approach in your head is very beneficial. Watching case study interviews forward. So hope you guys learned a lot, and thank you for watching, and stay tuned for all the example case study videos coming up on new product launch, new and new product launch interviews. So thank you and have a nice day.